Shalom Israel.
Shalom.
We are the I.S.U.P.K out of Anthem, 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Been teaching this truth since 1969 at the Black, Hispanics, and Native American 12 lost tribe of the nation of Israel under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. Right? So when we say the Israelite school, I.S.U.P.K, that means Israelite school are universal and practical knowledge, and it's really for the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, no other nations. Right? So whenever we talk about and we gain this knowledge through is for the Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? So again now, a lot of things portrayed through the to Black people that certain people in society is good, right? But according to the Most High, right, the men and them who follow the laws of the Most High, right, and do the will of the Most High, these are the men who should be up in societies and things, right? Jeremiah and things, Isaiah, right? We go Paul, King Jesus Christ, and also known as Yahushua Mashiach in the Hebrew, right? These are the men should be established all over the world and things. But now we have men and them when we check out Martin Luther King, right? And think about again now lead people astray. Again we have Malcolm X, right? Again, and then not with the Most High. Then after we have Marcus Garvey. Again now with the Most High again. And when you check back out again, with people still to the bottom, we lead astray. We down in the streets. We down in the ghettos and things, being murdered in the streets. We full up the hospitals, we in pain, we in hunger and all these things and things, right? Because why? We're not following the Most High laws and things, right? So again now that what to come now when we are among these other nations and them now. And again now with these other nations establishing we people and things, when it was not the Most High establishing them. And the other nations establishing them and putting them up high in society, and now we're going and praise all these people and them, right? So we praising them off with not brothers in the nation and as well brothers in the nation itself too. And again, they're not telling Musa, and that's why we to the bottom. So tonight I know we are going to the national anthem and thing, right? So again now when we come across here now, again all these things now the put on we to make we feel like we would one out everybody, and that is not so according to the Bible and according to the Black Man History book, which is the Bible. That is not so, right? So when we go and look into this now, we're like, another man they esteem up very high again, and everybody like, he do something good. When I really check on all too, it's really the government and them was esteeming this person and all too again. So there we go. We get Patrick S. Castani, right?
All right. Patrick S. Castani. Early life and education. Born to Trinidad parents in British Guyana, Castani to Trinidad when he was young and grew up there, attending St. Mary's College. Castani played the piano and had his own band, but gained wide recognition in the 1950s for his hosting of pre-carnival the Marsh Grass shows. In 1962, he composed the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago. He also served as a diplomat assigned to the Trinidad and Tobago High Commission in London, United Kingdom. While in England, he worked with the BBC in airing West Indian talent on a weekly radio show.
Right. So now, when we go and read this now, right, and it's, he hosted pre-carnival and the March Grass show and all things. So nothing new compared to Kitchen and Sparrow and all of them, right? So when them brothers would have be sit down and write and come and sing the songs and thing, right? So now to come and say no, this man come now and they say, well, he come up with something so great and think when the so now church are going into independence, everything now getting independence and thing, and again now this is something that's foolish to say, it be free. Again, when the Black man, Hispanic man, and the Native Indian man is not free and thing too. So after that now, again, so we see this many times. In the oldies now, so now they're making compose now. So again now, that is not the first person to get independence under the Europeans and them. So now, you know, when coming to independence now, they have to come with our national anthem. So now all these things coming in play now, the national anthem, the national flag. So now they have to go and look for them. Now the government and them have to go and look for a writer now to come and write this now. And now who they choose? They choose Patrick S. Castani to write the national anthem, right? After now writing the national anthem, right? They come and give him a medal and thing, right? And say, well, yeah, and when I think it was I can't remember one of the highest medals they could get in Trinidad and Tobago, one or two, which he did. I don't know if it's Shakon.
Yes, Shakonia medal.
Yeah, the Shakonia medal, right? So now they come and give him it, right? Nothing new again, because they come to him and they tell him to write this song. So again, they make it feel like he do something so great out of the way when the government really come and tell him, hey, write this song for me, and come and he get a medal. Nothing when we see when we see these brothers and them was going to the World Cup and thing, they come and tell like, you know, Maximus, hey, you gonna write that song for the World Cup. Marshall with the song for the Olympics and thing, right? Even when we see and all in and when elections going wrong, they're taking these artists and them and tell them, hey, go and write that song for this party, write that song for this party, go against this one and say, well, this is it and thing. So they're using the same brothers and them and thing now to write these songs like them. And then after now, out of the blue now, they give this man a big medal and thing now. And now the brainwash come now. With the brainwash come with the national anthem now. So again now, they take this man and when you go on, you can get a picture. Right. So again now this is Patrick S. Castani, right? So now again now so they come now they make him write the national anthem because they know they have to get somebody to write it and now this now come the brainwash now to black people now. So now after this now we have to you know like we have to go and praise this national anthem now. So this come like a prayer. This come like a prayer now to we and thing, right? So again now when all in the schools, all in the all function, all about the place now, they go start now and start to go to the national anthem and thing, right? So watch again now, right? And when you watch this man and thing again, when you go and look up when you go and look up what we say looking for, and that they're not putting up where his mother is, no his father. Only does know he come from British Guyana and he come to Trinidad as a youth man. When you go and think I will say, you don't know if he's a Syrian, you don't know if he's a white man, but you know again now the people well he had children, so the people might be wrong for that Spain and thing and wherever he reside and thing might be able to tell you more about his parents and thing, but putting up his parents' history and putting up his parents' history at all to know well, hey, what ethnic group this man belongs to. So you don't know what ethnic group he really belongs to, right? And thing to right. So again, we don't want to say that he's a Syrian, we don't want to say he's a white man and thing, right? But this is the man who composed the national anthem here now, and when we watch back this again now, you know, again, this is what the West Command and we know to follow and accept everybody and now we go to and then you see if the national anthem is going in accordance with the Bible for you black and Hispanics and Native Indian man. But let me play the song first. Let me play the song.
The national anthem?
Yeah, play the national anthem. And this is So you see how it sounds like Christianity, like a gospel, like an ex-gospel song again now to brainwash black people again, and that was the same thing that happened when we sung in that tune, that Christian church and gospel playing. It's like they're sleeping and thing again. So the same thing when you hear this now, it's like it's just pills. and that's the put you off and not really looking to see where really the truth is and thing, right? And that is not the truth and thing. That national anthem is not the truth for black people and thing, right? Because everything you see happening, everything you see about this year is not at the most side, right? And it's not going accordance, with the Bible and thing, right? So now when they think this now, they go tell you hey, when the national anthem playing I respect for it and think no, this is for everybody here and think and stop what you're doing and the rest goes standard attention and all these things and everything. But let me never see like what when it come back to all these things never take anything from the Bible and really say that what hey the Most High really say homosexuality is a hated thing, right? They don't put these things at the nation and thing, but they have burglary laws and all these things, but they want to accept these things, stand still, you don't do nothing, just wait out this till it's clear and all these things, and this is all the brainwash coming to, right? So now when we go this now, we go start break down all these things and them here, and it's not according to the Bible, right? And not according to black people, and it's ready to lose black people and all too, right? So you can get bigger now.
That the biggest.
That the biggest,
yeah.
Right? So when we go and read this part now, right? So forge from the love of liberty, right? So now they tell you that hey, we're free and thing, right? So that word liberty means free, right? So when we watch this and all too, is the black man really free in Trinidad and Tobago? But the black man is not free in Trinidad and Tobago. Because why the scriptures say so, and then after now we can see it in reality. So let me go to Deuteronomy 28 and 64.
Come. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Yes, sure. So now when we watch this and also say, most I see you scatter away from one end to thing and among all these other nations. So when you check now and think now, we coming together with now we coming together with all these and then we coming together with all the East Indians, the Syrians and them, the whites and them, and we singing this and thing, right? So this was never to be taken. This was never to be taken place now, right?
Right.
So now let me go to the next verse now. Let's go to 68.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again. There ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Right. So when we go and read 68, right? So we say the Lord shall bring you into Egypt again with ships, right? So that word Egypt means bondage, right? Slavery, right? So now when we check up now in history and how the black man come across here, how the Native Indians come across here, right? How you all Hispanics and come across here with ships, right? So now when we go back and all through the Americas now, so what we come here with ships and things now. So now we find ourselves now in slavery and things, and so now and what the most I say for bondmen and bondwomen and things. So again, and no one shall buy me. So nobody not going to redeem you. So what we is right now to all these other nations and them, we are slave to all these other nations and them. Right? We work for everyone and no one works for us something, right? So if we also say that them East Indians and them to say, well, you know what, we ain't going to hire no Negroes, we ain't going to hire no Hispanics and them, we ain't going to hire no Native Indians. They could go ahead and thing, right? They could go ahead and deal with their own people and the business still going around, right? They go support all the people. See, now if you go to the Syrians and them, well, the Syrians them have to go and make sure. But the amount of business they have, and the amount of business them have, them not enough farm. They not enough Syrians apply. Them have to go and make sure and they say, hey, that business is yours, and make the grandchildren come now and make and to come and get this business and thing now. So what going on with the black? What going on? You see now going on with all the Chinese and then we see all the big establishments. The Chinese have C3 and thing, GTA malls and them thing, and then after now they still haven't set up grocery, setting up food place, setting up and thing. And you see now, so what going on with the black man now? Black man have to be going when you check all these plans and them. We're building Trinidad and Tobago. We have Anthem metal and thing. Man come from quite India and thing, right? Then after we have all these German companies and them down here. We have Atlantic LNGs and thing, all Europeans, all these British Petroleum, BP, British Gas and them Shell and thing, right? So what the black man economy now to support the black man economy? There's none and thing, right? So they were the most I say now we as bondmen, right, and bondwomen. So when we come back and say that they're saying that we free, they turn no free and thing, right? We're not free to these other nations because these other nations have us in slavery, right? We're not free. And when we come back to the Mosiah now too, so again fall from the love of liberty again. So they make you feel like hey, again you could do what you want and thing when that is not so in the scriptures and all too. Because let me go to Baruch 4:1.
Come on. Baruch 4:1.
Come.
The book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life, but as such as leave it shall die.
So again, this song like this song like if people free with the Most High. This is song like if people free the Most High. This is real depth talk here, a real bad man talk, everything in here. You know the Most High saying? This is a book of the commandments of God and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life. So now you know the Most High saying, if you keep my commandments and thing, you're gonna be living and thing, right? You're gonna be free, you're gonna be getting blessings from me, right? But if you leave this here now and you decide to do what you want, you decide to go against the laws, and when you're going against the laws is sin, because sin is the transgression of the law, you're going to die. So everything like you see again now, when you start to grow wars and thing, right? You know what the outcome are coming, the HIV and STDs and all these things, your private part rotting off and all kind of thing, right? And things say simple as it is, you start to smoke cigarettes, start to get dry. Your teeth start to look your teeth start to get all kind of different color and all kind of thing. Your teeth is white, it cream, it brown, all kind of different things. So you start to see now things it's not going right with you and thing, right? You're going to want to go on teeth and thing, you come about that and out, you go on teeth, you might end up dead, and you might end up dead because the person might catch you and thing. Or you decide now the police hold you, the outcome of that now. You're going to spend a certain amount of life in a certain amount of time in the jail, your whole life going down the road, and still you still mightn't come good with the most, because all these things is the brainwash all these countries and these governments and say make you feel like, hey, you know what? You did this crime and you know what? Yeah, boy, I got 20 years and you feel like yeah, you serve that and you do that and you get correct with the most side. When you yourself know if you get correct with him, you get correct with the most side. You just go on the line with a set of years with the government and them and things. Lying down and concrete and thing, and you know again now when you check back all this thing again, and this is just to show you how and all that the black man shouldn't be doing crime and thing, right? So when you check all these European jails and them and thing, when you check in a cell, there's sometimes one man in a cell, two man in a cell and a bed. When you go and check the where these black men and them live in all Mexico and you check these jails and them, even in the end, even all in Trinidad here and thing, you see what they say is all kind of 10 man in one cell, and then after for you to use a toilet, it have a hole and you have to shit in the hole. You then number 2 in the hole and thing. You see now come against again, even when the white man do crime, you see there's a difference in all any white man doing crime.
Right.
And when coming to the black man doing crime and all to the same white man do the same white man and black man do the same crime. The white man get 3 years, the black man do the same crime, he get 20 years and things. So again, black and Hispanic you shouldn't be doing again following the laws that the Most High right to. He is not free. So no matter how what the government that Trinidad and Tobago say, he is not free and thing, right? You're not free. You're not free to do what you want. Yeah, and thing I say all these things again is a brainwash the black man and thing and tell you, hey, forward from the love and liberty and thing. We is not free black man and Hispanic and Native Indian man. But when we go against the Most High laws, he's going to get punished. You get punished as a nation and thing, right? So that's why we end up in slavery and they know about, hey, this man, you know, John didn't do this and thing. It our brothers was following the laws of the Most High. When they check as a nation, say the nation is 900,000 and you have 10,000 people following the laws, that is failure and thing, right? The percentage is off. So as a nation we fail, and that's why we went through into slavery and thing, because why? We didn't follow the laws of the Most High, right? So again, when we check back all these things and things, it will not add up to them. It will not add up again to the Bible. And all these things is a brainwash, right? National anthem is a brainwash, right? Let me go to the next one, right? In the fires of hope and prayer, with boundless faith in our destiny, we suddenly be clear, right? Give me Revelations 14 and 12.
Time. The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep my commandments, Salakia, that keep the commandments of God and the faith in Yahweh.
Right. So again now, right? So here is the patience of the saints, right? So the saints is the black, Hispanics, and Native Indian man, right? So when you go through the whole scripture, this book was never written to these other nations and them, right? So all these things is just the Most High will just put it in different phrases. The saints, the firstborn, the beloved, the bride, all this is the nation of Israel and thing, right?
Right.
Don't make it come like I know and they come and tell you, yeah, saints is we usually we go to flip it the next side with a heathen and what, you know, go come and tell you, hey, you're saying to somebody, move forward and God and thing. But no, that is only for the nation of Israel.
Right.
And thing, right? And when they come back now, they come and flip it, you know, that's why and tell you, hey, you're a heathen and thing, right? You know, a heathen now is somebody not godly and thing, but not knowing that the heathens and them is the other nations and them too again. So again, when I come to the I.S.U.P.K and come and understand the Bible and thing, right? Come and know your culture, come and know your history, come and know all these different phrases, all these different conjunctions in the Bible and all these things and them, right? So now you go when you see these things now you go understand that hey, this talking about the nation of Israel, and if it's not so, now you go get to know that the other nations they're talking about and thing, right? So again now and then after you know we say here that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus Christ, right? So now when we watch this and all too, Jesus Christ was keeping the Most High laws till death. And this is the same, this is how we should be right now, following the king and thing. We should be keeping this commandments till death and all too. Right? We shouldn't be leaving it and feel like, hey, you know, 45 when I 45 and I feel like going to take a little break, and then after, you know, when I 48, come back and keep the Most High laws. Nah, we keeping it straight out till death. We had stop beat. That's how we should be keeping this. So this is the same faith we should have with Christ and thing when we do these things in the Bible and thing. This is how we should be following the king, and that's who we walking after and thing, right? So when you check back all these things again too, not enough and thing, right? So they're going forward from the love and liberty. When you check back over again, we're not free, and again now we're not free to do what we want under the Most High, and then after again when you check back and think we're not free, and because we are not all these other nations and them, right? With boundless faith in our destiny, we suddenly clear, right? So stand side by side, we stand in islands of the blue Caribbean Sea. So let me go to this now. Side by side, we stand islands of the blue Caribbean Sea, right? So now we're coming together with all these other nations and things. Well, let me see the scriptures say about these other nations and them when we come together and things, right? So now we're going back into Genesis, right? So give me Genesis 11 and 1. Nah, guess no. I want to start this one. Right, give me Genesis 10 and 9 first.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 9. He was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Wherefore it is said, even as Nimrod, the mighty hunter before the Lord.
Right. So, this is for all you blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians. Do you ever feel that in because there is the nation of Israel that you know that some things are really better than the other nations and them and things too. So this is what the Most High let you know and all too. So don't feel that as you know, I use a black man, I feel I can just walk up to anybody and fight anybody because we see this thing happen already. Just the other day with one of these black brothers and them, they decide to go and fight he decided to go and fight a white Caucasian man, and the Caucasian fella is a professional and thing, right? And he decided, hey, you know what, because you're a black man and thing, you feel you can go and fight this man and thing. And what happened to him? He get himself knocked out and thing, right? So this is just to show you something and thing. Don't feel that you know what, that you know, hey, you the nation of Israel, we well blessed. Yeah, we blessed. We fall in Lord of the Most High, and you know certain gifts we have and thing. Yeah, but don't feel that the other nations and them is shepherdies and all too, and feel that you know what, you can just ground them and free and do it one time thing because the Most High, you know certain things here and all too that hey, this man is a mighty hunter and all and thing, right? And the Most High say it, and he not going and say like you know he putting Nimrod because he's an African, right? And thing, right? He putting him in front the other nations. He letting you know that hey, this man is a mighty hunter and thing. So just how when you go back to King David and Goliath, is Goliath?
Yeah.
Yeah, King David and Goliath, right? And thing, right? So when you go back and think you like how they say it in the scriptures how they pronounce him Goliath as huh? No. How do I when they were describing him
A giant?
yeah, giant. Right. So when they say Goliath was a giant and he was a giant and thing, right? The Goliath, right? When they say Goliath was a giant, meaning that hey, this man could really fight and thing. Don't feel like he's a walkover and thing, right? So just how we see in here with Nimrod and thing, the same thing was Goliath and thing too. This man could have fight. Don't feel like hey, boy, them other nations and them they ain't ready for it, they ain't ready for them and thing. Because the same thing now, you will have to go and practice and you will have the spirit you will have to have the spirit of the Most High with you and all too again. Because don't feel like that's a walk. It's just a walk over with these other nations and them. And especially if you don't have the spirit of the Most High with you, well, luck be with you. Because luck wasn't with that fella when he decided to go and fight the Caucasian and thing, right? Because why? He decided, hey, I'm a black man and thing. You watching the brothers Mike Tyson and Sugar Lennon and all these other boxers and them, right? And want to pass away recently with him again. Muhammad Ali and thing, right? And feel like hey, yeah, I could do it and thing, but these brothers they went and train to do that damn thing, right? So especially if you ain't trained, don't go and feel that hey, because you're a black man ain't trained, you feel that's wrong these other nations and the man feel they could do it one time thing. You're just looking to get yourself in you're just looking for a cutas and thing, right?
Right.
So when you go back in the scriptures here now, right? So this was Nimrod, a mighty hunter before the Lord, right? Give me verse 10.
The book of Genesis, chapter 10 and verse 10. And the beginning of his kingdom was Babel, and Erech, and Akkad, and Calneh, Shinar.
Right. So this is what we start to come behind Nimrod, right? So now we're going to verse 11. So this is now Nimrod now start to come now to do, right? Go ahead.
Verse 11. Out of that land went forth Asher.
No, Salakia, my bad, right? Give me Genesis 11 verse 1 now.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11 and verse 1. And the whole earth was of one language and one speech.
Right, so the whole earth was one language and one speech. Everybody Everybody talking the same way. Go ahead.
Verse 2, and it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there.
So now when we go back and when we went back and verse Genesis chapter 10 and Genesis chapter 10 and 10, right? So now you get to understand where Nimrod was when I'm Billy Kingdom, right? Right in China, right? So now where? So go back now again. Go ahead.
Verse, the book of Genesis chapter 11 and verse 3. And they said one to another, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly. And they had brick for stone and slime for mortar. Verse 4. And they said, let us, Salakia, and they said, go to, let us build us a city and a tower whose top may reach unto heaven, and let us make a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
So now they want to reach they want to reach the Mosai, they want to go and dwell, they want to go and dwell with the Mosai dwelling. So that wasn't enough for them, which part the earth and the face of the earth and thing, right? And now again now he being a heathen now. He want to go the Mosai going. Now he was again, and then after now you get to know that if this was the nation of Israel, they'll never go and try to go the Mosai where the Mosai is. Because now you get to understand you can't see the Mosai, you can't talk to the Mosai, because any one of these things happen to you is a dead man. And thing. The Mosai talk there, your body going to leave you. All your bones going to melt, everything that's going to disappear and all too, right? You see, if you try to see the Mosai, you're going to get blind and thing, right? So nothing of the Mosai body and anything that can happen to see of the Mosai. So again, that's how these heathens and them just always think and thing, right? They're not about the Mosai and have no knowledge of the Mosai and thing, right? But as the Mosai say, he gave his laws, statutes, and judgments unto Israel, right? So who the Mosai deal with? The nation of Israel. Nobody else and thing. They knows nothing about him, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
Can. Verse 5. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. Verse 6. And the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do.
So this done in the head already. So that's like some brother some chick call them up and say, boy, come up the road and check me later and thing. Them brothers and them done he don't have any mind. It could be he boss man could come and tell him, hey, you're getting I want you work 4 hours this evening here and thing I'll pay you triple time. That ain't gonna work for you right now, because what you need mind is just to go by that girl. Nothing else thing coming to them right now and thing, right? If partner could come and say, boy, awesome, what you might the best with them whiskey, all them Hennessy and Alizé and all these best romantic, come and drink something and think. All our wine tonight, yeah, that thing coming out here. He focuses to reach by them that girl and things. So same thing happening here now. When you check out in Nimrod, wherever them the mind don't set already, it's not restraining them. Them they're going to reach the sky. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 7. Go, let us, Salakia, go to, let us go down, and there confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. Verse 8.
So now the Mosai now when I put a difference, the Mosai when I put a difference now in their language and thing, right? So now, hey, that's like that, when them Chinese and them talking and thing now. When them Chinese and them talking now, we don't understand what them saying. When we talking, them don't understand what we saying. When the Arabs and them talking, the Chinese don't understand what the Arabs and them saying. When the Africans talking, the Africans don't understand what the Chinese and them saying, and so it keep on going here now. So now again now it's like, hey, nation for nation. So now we're going to see now again, how this does work with the Most High, nation for nation, and thing. Just the same way when come back to all these marriages and all too again, and think too, when you check it back and all too, we not supposed to be marrying these other nation and thing. We should be within we nation and all too. See, same thing happening and thing. Nation should be staying within nation and thing, right? And then afterwards, one order under the Most High and thing, right?
Right.
And thing, right? So now when we check back and thing, the same thing should be happening. Because why? We have a law that we should not be marrying these other nations and them, right? And the same thing now when we go to let me just go to another nation. This is what the other nations do understand and thing, and they don't understand the Most High and all these interracial marriage and things. So we leaving out Israel because we don't talk about that many times and thing, and this is for we people now. So the nation of Israel, it should be within the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that we should be marrying, right? But when an East Indian man now go and marry a Chinese and thing, right? A Chinese woman. What a East Indian man doing is really taking away that Chinese woman from that Chinese man and all too. Because why? When this Chinese parent raise up she girl child and thing, she then raise the Chinese wrong East Indians and them to thing. She raise it wrong there, and then after that she people. So now when you go now, you feeling that you're gonna create something, some other race and thing on the piece when there's no mixed race. The only thing different is when that East Indian man go that Chinese and thing, or the East Indian when they make a child, the child will just look different because the mother, right? Because the mother is not of that Chinese, is not of that Chinese race, right? And thing, right? So now the child just look a little different, but the child is really East Indian. So whatever race go and make an intermingling with another race, with is just the seed it's just the child is just the seed of the father and thing. So that is just to show you, hey, leave interracial marriage is not at the Most High. It's not for we to interfere with the other nations and them, marry these other nations, and on the whole, it's just taken away, you just taken away from a Chinese marrying a Chinese woman or whatever nation just want to go and marry another nation. That's why when you watch thing it's always some thing when they're walking down the road, you can never see you can never walk down the road and people that's watching you. And thing is just like in Sesame Street. Which one of these things doesn't belong here? Which one of these things is not the same? And then it's the same thing that's happening in Sesame Street. When you go back in Sesame Street and thing, something not adding up there and thing it's not right and thing, right? So again, all these nations coming together and things. So when you go back and we comment side by side and thing. We not supposed to be side by side with these other nations and them because why? When we watch all these things, what happen here now? These nations them come together and then and what do they decide to do? To go against the Most High and put themselves on the same level of the Most High and things. And not know that can never happen. That can never happen on the earth here. And thing, right? So let me go back, let me go in the scriptures back again.
The book of Genesis chapter 11 and verse 8. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. Verse 9. Therefore is the name of, because the Lord did confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of the earth.
Right. So now Chinese gone, the Chinese gone by the Chinese, and then the Syrians gone so, the Assyrians and them gone so, the Africans and them gone so, the nation of Israel still for days, and so we keep on going. Because why? All these things when all these nations them come together is bacchanal. And here they want people to do. Stand side by side with all these other nations and them. So you see it in the scriptures. Hey, when these nations come together, it's bacchanal and thing, it's war and thing. Things don't correspond right and thing, right? So when you check back all these things and them, when you watch again, we come inside to side with all these other nations. And the same thing when you're in Sando, when you're in Port of Spain, even in we communities, who own all these we live in Labre, we live in Port of Spain, Laventine, and what is all the big structures and who belong to much less for these other nations, the other parts of the cities like DB, Penal. You seen any black man owning any buildings in these places and them and thing? When you go up all West Malls and they go Martin and all these things and them, who owning all these things in them, the Syrians and them. You seen any black man owning any part of these things in them and them thing? I say side by side we stand and thing, right? And we as black people now, we have to come to the we have to come to the Bible and come to the people now to teach you the writing, which is the I.S.U.P.K, right? Under command of GEN.YAHANNA and things.
Right.
Why? But all these things that brainwash the black man and things. So now, you see now, it have many other scriptures again. Now you go start to see again that hey, we're not supposed to be joining hands with these other nations and them, right? And thing, right? And another one they like to use is voting. We commented thing and coming back and thing right through the year and thing. They tell me what kind of thing, but then after now, you see all these things on them. They start to call them monkey, cockroach, niggers, and all kind of thing. But then after that, when that died down, they're going back, and then after carnival again, they come and bring carnival for you, black man, Hispanic man, and I feel like, okay, yeah, we're going to jump up with East Indian, we're going to jump up with China, we're going to jump up with white man and all them things. And not knowing again, these people are above it, and then after the laughing at me right through and thing, right? And you saying that there side by side, and this is the brainwash of all these the national anthem coming again and thing. And this is watch how small it is. But these days, watch how small, but very dangerous to the black and Hispanic and Native Indian man and thing, right? Every verse is dangerous to it, right? Give me so we have the next right. So we went through forward from the love of liberty in the fires of hope and prayer with boundless faith in our destiny. We solemnly declare side by side we stand. So now we see now that hey, we not put these standing side by side with no other nation. Black man is for the black man, Hispanic and Native Indian, all of we should be together, coming as one nation, right?
Right.
And this is again now they make me feel like you know what, all are we different and thing, right? We are one nation under the Musa, right? An island of the blue Caribbean Sea. This is our native land. So again now, we come and tell you, so again now we fighting again. Hey, I that Trinidadian and thing. I that Jamaican and thing. I that Haitian, I that Bajan, I that Vinci and all these things. And this is again now we fighting for all these things by boy, you see them with them boy, catch boy, and we going with all these brainwash and thing, right? And thing, right? And after coming with all this food and thing, roti and dal peri and crab and dumpling and all these things and all these cultural stupidness and thing and we fighting and say yeah, we's a Trini and then after seeing all kind of thing about God is a Trini and thing. But tell yourself and thing, right? This is our native. This is not we native land and thing, right? This is not where we come from, right? And thing, right? And you see now when we go in the scriptures and thing now, you see if that adding up and all two again, right? So this is not our native land, right? Okay, ma'am. Exodus chapter 3 and verse 8.
The book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 8. And I come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up out of the land unto a good land and a large.
Hold on. So no, right? So the Mosai here, the Mosai saying, right? So this is Exodus chapter 3 and verse 8. Are you not ready? And I have come down to deliver them out of the hands of the Egyptians, right? So now for all you black Hispanics and Native Indians, this was the first nation put us into slavery and things. Right? So all who like to say that hey, either African and thing, he is not an African according to the Bible and thing. He is of the nation of Israel of the 12 tribes, right? And things. So all this now they come now and make me lost and all two again. So yeah, we went to slavery. Yeah, I won and thing. They tell me yeah, we are Trinidadian one. And then after now we are Trinidadian, Jamaican beach, and then after now yeah, the next brainwash now they come and tell you that hey, he's an African and thing. When you go through the script and when you ever when like all here and see yeah, boy, Africans was selling Africans into slavery and thing. So when brothers and them thing and they say, boy, Why Israel fighting I began with my brothers and them and thing, boy. And then people go jump up and say, well, yeah, that was going on from ever since African was selling African into slavery when African was never selling Africans into slavery. So when you go and read the book of Joel and think now, and chapter 3 now, you got to understand that hey, these people and them who was sold into slavery was sold by the Africans and them and to the Christians, which was all these Europeans and them, right? So now you go and understand again. And now you go know all these things by tuning into the I.S.U.P.K, right? And following all the classes and following all the priests and the prophets and them, right? Oh, this is what so this is what the Most High is saying here so now, right? So when you go back now, right, and deliver them out of the hands of the Egyptians. And this is the first nation and them who put us into slavery, which is so-called today saying that the Africans and things, right? So you know the people for all these mass and things when we read who come from Ham and things, well, the Egyptians, the Canaanites, the Ethiopians and the Libyans and them, right? Or after a certain time now they start again now, just like the Europeans and them how they started fight among themselves and thing and families started break up now. You have the Grecians, the Romans, and the Amaleks and all these and all of them now and things started spread apart with families and things. So these were the people again now who make up the land we so called to the African thing. So these are the people, Egyptians, the Canaanites, the Ethiopians, and them, right? So this is why the family all put us into bondage, right? So here the Musa is saying, you know, right? And bring them up out the land onto a good land and a large that flow with milk and honey. So now he's saying this, you know the Musa is saying this large, right? So now when we watch back the day, right? Israel is not which part Israel is right now. So that Israel really gets small. But when we finish now, we start to read the scriptures here now. Now you're going to understand well Israel lying and plenty other Middle East countries and them, right? And thing, right? And even part of Africa and all too, right? Go ahead.
Continue.
Yeah, continue.
The book of Exodus, chapter 3 and verse 8. I am come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptian and to bring them up out of that land unto a good and a large, unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites.
Hold on. So now, look, no, this is where I am. This is where I am. No, so this is what the nation of Israel should be. And that's now showing you anything, right? So we call Israel, but now you're knowing that, hey, this here now is somewhere far. We have to go and take a plane to go and ride, right? So when we check down the distance, right, you go to say England and things, they say England is about 4 hours and then if you have to go India, and you always just keep on going, right? So now if we have to go to Africa, and now we have to leave here now, right? So here we started saying now, right? So now a large, it started saying larger and thing, right? So now one of the first place he called, right? So the Canaan, so that Canaan, right? So now where we go again? Go ahead.
Unto a land flowing with milk and honey, unto the place of the Canaanites and the Hittites,
the Africans again,
and
right? So now, right? So now that's changed now from our family, right? So now we have the Canaanites and Hittites, which is the same. Them Africans, the so-called Africans today. Now we change to the Amorites and them, right? So which is the Japanese and them, right? So you see now how the landmass of Israel now, as you say, the most I seen was large and thing, right? And go ahead.
And the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites.
Right, so see now all these different nations and thing, and what these nations on? These nations and them on and the nation are these nations on the black man land, right? And the black man with name, you so-called black, Hispanic and Native Indians. These nations on Israel right now. So when we go back to some of these countries in the Middle East and all to their own land right now. And for we to come back there and set back that order and thing. And have say right, these nations right wrong there too, right? So again now, these are the nations and them should be answering to the so-called black Hispanics and Native Indians, man, right? So just how the Most High is saying, and he will move them out, and thing, right? So you black Hispanics and Native Indian man, you see what happening here? This is not white name. That's what the Most High set for you. And then when I see you want to move out for you, so that's showing you again that again now we ain't go on no map to go and look to see, but don't tell you he calling these people and them already, which is the so-called Canaanites and them, which is all in Africa and thing, right? All the Amorites and them again, right? So now again, which is all the Japanese and them, right? So all these nations and them. So now, if you know that these here, if you know any history about the other nations and them, you go know which part it is, and then they don't show you already that you don't belong here, Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian man, right?
So like I said, if I may.
Go ahead, Officer Michael.
If I may just add to what you're saying, right, and what is so rightfully true, right, because when the part of the national anthem that say this is our native land, right, the modern day definition that we have now, they put native at the land he was born in, right, and you know a lot of people go think, well, I born in Trinidad, so you usually think that that would be in your native place, right, but when you look at the older dictionary, like the Merriam-Webster dictionary, right, in section 6b, right, it describes the native as living or growing naturally in a particular region, right, grown, produced, or originated in that particular vicinity. So then now, your nativity is really the place where you originated from. Right, and so it's making a big difference rather than the land you're born in. All right, so a lot of us now thinking that we born in Trinidad, we native to Trinidad, but we really supposed to be, we native land supposed to be the place that we originated from. Right, and just as the rightfully bring out, we originated from the nation of Israel. So Israel will be native land if we're supposed to line it up as the scriptures laid out.
And good point you bring out this. So again, come like as you rightly say and thing like so if somebody really come this one and say, well, hey, I East Indian and say, well, I end up in Jamaica and thing, right? They really and truly them is this native at the land and thing, right? Because like this where they just kind of they grew up there and they just grew up there and thing, right? So again now when you check back all these things and also as you right, if you don't look into some of these words and thing, right? And then after now and they just come and they tell you all these things and you're not looking in and things, just like how the pastor them they just continue this going around talking and you understanding all these things and them. So when you look up some of these things again, native, citizenship, identity, and all these things. We had to pay attention to all these things and them because you might think your citizenship is your native and your native is citizenship and all these things, and you have to pay attention to all these things that you rightfully say and all, right?
Right.
So we are the next line again also. So now from Islands of the Blue Caribbean Sea, this is our native land, right? So Daddy Brainwash again tell me that we from Trinidad, we from Barbados, we from Jamaica and thing, right? When again now that is not where we're from, right? And when we accept, everything what's going on, right? So now we pledge our lives to thee, right? So again now, right? So now we're going on to right, say, well, yeah, everything what they go put out there, yeah, we accept it and thing, right? So now when they come at all the burglary laws and all kind of things, now they tell me that hey, you know what, we could accept all homosexuality and thing, and accept all the cuts, accept carnival and all these things and them. And so the rest will accept Christmas and all these things and thing, right? And when you again now, when you go through all the things, these things not at the Mosai and thing. So again, who we should be following? We should be following after the Mosai and thing, right? So when you go through all these things, it will never add up again in the Bible and thing, right? And never and the bargain, the black Bible is the black man, Hispanic, and Native Indian book, right? It will belong to nobody else. So let me go to Exodus 19 and 5.
Fine. The book of Exodus, chapter 19 and verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine.
So when we go back here now, so we pledge our lives to thee, right? So here the Most I say now. So this is who we should be obeying, and this is who we should be following, right? So here the Most I saying, as you know, as the officer now read, right? So now therefore, if we will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant and thing, right? So again, when we watch up and thing, it have people and thing will go and tell you all three of that laws, this act chapter this and chapter that and all kind of thing. But you black and Hispanic Native in your mind, you don't know you don't know the Most High laws, but you know all the laws that trade and be one thing. They tell you, hey, you know this act say that and that act say that and thing. But the Most High laws, you don't know the Most High laws, and that should be the first thing you should be knowing in front of everything else, right? Then you shall be a peculiar people, treasure unto me. So again now, the Most High is putting a big separation again, right? You're not on the same level with the other nations and them. At no given time, you're never on the same level with the other nations and them, right? So and you want to say, for all the earth is mine, right? So again, all these other nations and things under the Most High. And we say you're gonna make a difference between you and the other nations and them. Not the same level and thing, right? So we not supposed to be aligning ourselves with everything trade and the Tobago say and thing, right? But at the same time, if they have a law saying that hey, the speed limit is 80 kilometers, they should be driving. Yeah. Drive the 80 kilometers, right? Go on that and thing, because again, it's not a sin for we with him to go against to say well, yeah, is a law under the Most High, but these are people they set up the laws and thing. Let we go under the 80 and thing, right? And thing, right? Right now they say I'm wearing mask and thing. Let we wear the mask and thing, right? We're not going to align yourself and say, well, hey, everything go trade and they go set up with a part and thing and the part of the culture and all the foods and thing, all the crab and dumpling and all them things. Because why? We black and Hispanics and Native Indian, we not supposed to be eating no crab and dumpling. We can eat dumpling, but not the crab and thing, right? So leave out the crab, we go take the dumpling and thing. I say they went come and say the roti and thing, right? We go eat curry, we go eat chicken roti and thing, right? No duck roti and thing, right? No conch roti and thing. So you go take the beef roti and then we go take the chicken roti. We leaving out the duck roti, leaving out the conch roti, right? So we following the dietary laws and them, right? So the same thing. We're not aligning with yourself and say, yeah, use a Trini and thing, right? And thing. We leaving out the carnival and thing too. Leaving all them naked woman them alone because right now today you can't go and jam no naked woman and thing. You can't go and say, well, hey, I'm gonna go out in the streets and go and wind up on some woman who have naked and thing because in the own thing they don't offer already. So how come to this day now they set 2 days they set and say, well, hey, they could go and jam that naked woman and that same naked woman you jam in the carnival and thing. The next day when you hello, I'm gonna give a minute of your time and thing rubbing up towards she but the next day I may want to talk to she passes straight. And that's how it is be and thing, right? So again we line ourselves with all these things and then after now what we doing? We going against we going against the power, we going against the Most High and thing. And because why? All the brainwash are the national anthem and thing, right? And the policeman and they say, well, yeah, this man was great. He got a Shakan medal, right? Shakunia medal and thing, right? And what they do, the government really set him up to write this and thing. So they tell him to go and write it, just like how we see, all them other artists and them custom writing and when certain things going on and thing, and you know what? He come and get us that thing and you know what? Yeah. Patrick Castani, he's one actually that greatest with him. And then after and after some of them things, there's one part doctor by and this is the thing about the whole they give them all these nice doctorates and thing, right? Up till now they come and they never say, well, hey, Christ thing that they much they hate black people and all too, right? So Christ is the greatest man ever walk the most powerful black man ever walk the face of the earth. You never hear nothing about them. Hey, a doctorate by Christ and thing, but yeah, doctorate by Eric Williams, Dr. Keith Rowley, and so on in the and one thing all them cricketers and them thing and so it keep on going and thing, but they never put a doctorate by Christ and thing, or any one of these prophets and them, but they put doctorate by all these other thing again. What you know, lost up in it and you want to you want to get a doctorate by you want to be great, but how are you gonna be great? Yeah, by following Lord's statutes and judgments of the Most High and thing. Right? So that's why you see up Leon who leave it death and thing. So that how you wait name. That how you gonna get your doctorate by following Lord's statutes and judgments of the Most High. The Most High know who is with that doctorate. That you go put that mark on you, and then that the mark you go put on you and things to move following the wait name.
Right.
And then not following all these things and them a doctor this and doctor that and wait name, and knowing all these doctors and them, and thing and not knowing nothing about the prophets and them in the Bible and thing, and the laws they set up on them, right?
Right.
So you have about 5 more verses, about 2 of them in this theme, right? So we pledge our lives to the right. So again now, so black man again, you know who we have to pledge our lives to and things, not Trinidad and Tobago, and things, not Jamaica, and things, not Barbados, and things, right? So here every creed and race find an equal place. You must 2 Ezra 6:57.
Huh. The book of 2 Ezra and verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
Read it over again.
The book of 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing have begun to be lords over us and to devour us.
So here's one of the prophets and them saying, right? So, and now, O Lord, behold, these heathens which have ever reputed as nothing, right? So again now, when you go and look up and think now, heathen and thing, as they say again, is an ungodly person, right? But also mean these other nations and them, right? So when we go back to this now, is this enough say black Indian man and thing, and me anything I tell you now, every creed and race find an equal place, right? But you're the most I telling you, black men, Hispanics, and Native Indian man. These heathens and them devouring we and thing, they're taking advantage of we and thing, they're killing we in the streets, they're murdering we, they're calling we names and thing, right? They're robbing we and thing, right? When you watch again, right? You're watching watch part all and we in Jamaica and thing. By the title of a song, you say never know Jamaica snow and thing. We talking about bauxite and thing. What the people in Jamaica and thing. Watch all the suffering and thing. Watching we come into that here and thing. We have oil, we have sugar, we have gas, and so on other resources and thing. And what's happening to the black and Hispanics and Native Indian man, we to the bottom and thing. All these other nations are above we and thing. So again, man, then after we learn we said and yeah, every creed and race find an equal place. And then when you watch the building structures and them and thing, who own them? Watch all these skyscrapers and them some of the skyscrapers, let's say skyscrapers, but all the Nicholas Towers and watch all the hotels, Radisson and all them thing and Hilton and all these things in the countries and then where the black man hotel? Where you know you're gonna do black man? You're gonna attend to everybody coming in all these hotels and them and all these buildings and them and thing, right? You the one that have a nice day and thing whatever. And but these are nations and them you can't. These are the nations nothing please to tell you have a nice day and thing. You come you riding out to pick up to pick serve them with a plate and serve them with a juice and all these things and them thing, right? But again, come back to the most where we are same thing happening here. For all these things to stop what we're doing, we have to come back to the most going. Who the people serving we and thing. And then we serving all these other nations and we serving all these other nations and all these establishments just seeing we and things. So again, we black and Hispanics and Native man. When you watch these things and them things, this is the brainwash this is the brainwash of all these other nations and them and thing and always what we align yourself with them and them know when you watch it again, we to the bottom right through and thing, right? Who's the one always when coming to loans, we getting the smallest loans and then after we lost in the loans and then when we get it and thing, we getting $60,000 loan to buy a car. They ain't getting no loan for business and thing, and still with them with that and all too. We losing we cars and thing with them same $60,000 loan and thing. Cause why? We to the bottom and thing. We going by all these other nations, and then after I win a mindset, I go make it and thing, and I go wait name. But then I don't make it for no black and Hispanics and Native Indian man and thing in these islands and them and thing. Cause why? So now we place our boot and thing. Right? So come and tell me, this is our native land and thing. This is not we native land. It can never be. Because we never come here. And if you go through this without even the scriptures now, you have the history now. Hey, you go know, hey, I ain't come from here. And thing, right? So now the scriptures now the Bible now will tell you who he is now and why you're not here and thing and how it is now you will come most and thing. And thing, right? So again when we go and again we taking these things now, we have this like and a high esteem for all these things there, the national anthem, stand aside, don't do nothing, let me stop when we're doing anything and sing the national anthem and so proud and thing. But to call out your prophets and them and know the prophet laws and them how to deal with how to deal with your woman, how to deal with your brother and thing, how to deal with your sister and thing, right? How to deal with the things that them you're eating, you don't know and thing, right? And you know what? Yeah, I could close my eye and I could close my eye and say the national anthem. After close eye and say and call a verse about adultery. Call Leviticus 20 and 10. I believe so and thing and say, hey, that adultery verse and thing, hey, but man, don't do that, don't go wrong that man, don't go wrong that man, wife and no soul and thing. These things should be over here, but you know what? Yeah, I am the coat of arms, the national anthem, and the closing, we am singing these things proud and thing. But the most I things and them. Nah, I don't want to know because why? You feel you better than the most and thing, right? And think you don't need to know these things and them thing and then that the level you black Hispanics and Native Indian man on. Because why? We want to esteem yourself like these other nations and them. When we should never be around them and try to be like them and all too, right? But the most I never wanted we to be like them. When you check back everything we see the most I do, they come together, they try to do something, you separate them and things. So that done showing you already, hey, we not to be aligning ourselves these other nations and them, right?
So like you said,
word off of Mike.
Yeah, if I'm also add to what you're saying too, because where you bring all this is very heavy, right? And people don't understand how serious the national anthem affecting people mental and the way how they're thinking about a place, right? And how white supremacy keep using these things to bring us under more constant oppression, all right? Because exactly we're bringing out here in the bottom, we departed bring on with every creed and race find an equal place, right? And if you watch it, they're duplicated twice, right? To make it, to reinforce it, right? And people mind, right? And it's a serious thing because you were talking about looking up words, right? And plenty words we don't know what it means, but we just say it very regular,
yeah,
right? And we keep repeating it over and over. And one of these words, mark here, every creed and race find an equal place, right? And the word is creed. A lot of people don't know what I mean, right? And creed is really the belief of our people. So whether that is the belief of this nation. So the saying here every belief and race will find an equal place. So every doctrine or ideology, right? The saying now that will find an equal place in Trinidad. So when the Muslim come with their ideology, and the Hindu come with their ideology, and the Christian come with their ideology, they put it all of that soaking in together and they say now it must find an equal place. So it must have the same platform, And understand? And that is how the black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man in this mess we in. And then they say put every race, right, on an equal place. You understand? And you know that is not part of the Mosai. You understand? Because the Mosai make Israel to be above all the other nations. We were supposed to be in rulership. So then now the entire when you keep reciting this entire thing now, you're nowhere close to the things that the Mosai said down for you. Understand? Because we have every doctrine that we fight with Catholicism and right, and Egyptology, because every doctrine on the same platform, the same level. Understand? And nobody could never see eye to eye, because one minute is a Hindu, next when they get fed up, your one is a Catholic. When they get fed up again, you jump in Islam, and so it going. So you're in a mess. Understand? When it's supposed to be focusing on the things that the Most High. So we rightfully bring out it. It's true. Understand? Yeah. So creed is the doctrine or belief that the people have in a nation. And if every doctrine on the same level, then that is mess. You understand? We in total chaos. Understand? And that is why you can listen to the things like national anthem as rightfully bring up.
Yeah, and that's where like we stay and all too. So when you check on all too, like we stay and all too, like when Eastern Indian arrival they come around, right? All the time all right. You are your food and thing we are set up for the whole weekend thing. But as Indian arrival they come around, black, Hispanic, and Native Indian man, again, every creed and race find an equal place. And then you wanna run in you wanna go and run and get buy potato. The potato now start to go up, because why? The East Indians and them, this is what they set up now. And you know what? Let me go and support my East Indians and them my Trinidadian East Indians and them in the country, and run and buy potato. When the potato itself was 150 a pound, now it's going up to $3. Now you have to go and spend money, because why? You want to go and support the white name, the East Indians and them, because why? They're your brothers and they're your brothers. And this is the foolishness again now. So if you're white, you're black. And things. So now they tell you that, yeah, them East Indians and them will be brothers and them too and things. When they brainwash again with all these things and then coming again to same national anthem and all these other things, the mottos and all these other things that keep on coming with and thing too again. And then after again, so they come now, and this is everything now started joining. We have Kitchener and thing, Sparrow and thing. Now they come again, so now Popo and things. So it started so now they steam now the other people, and it's one thing coming together and things. So to form all this soca and all kind of thing. When again and everything just aligning, and then after now, when they check it out again, what will happen here again? Rather be come out from nowhere. What will Ravi be yesterday, and what will some of you and black with the same thing happening there and things, because that's why you are the opposite, right? You're seeing again with the creed. What will happen with all these other soca artists and them now and things? These men and them come from nowhere. Because why? We straight audience and things. What your soca is now, and what your Ravi come from nowhere. We have Karma and all these bands, and we have some brothers and them who singing for a long time. Where is all your bands and them and things? But you see again now we align. What's happening again now? We align. Some of the promoters and the big promoters and them is not of we and all two again, because the same thing again, and we are aligning and we lining and we not separating.
Right.
And when you go to the most, I see he put us a separate nation from these other nations and them, and we going opposite. And then most I see this, we join in and thing, right? Right. So after we have may God bless our nation for every creed and race find an equal place, and God bless our nation. Right. So right. So let me go to the God and may God bless our nation, and let you go and see again. Everything they always put everything in this country, let me put God first. Carnival is not of God, but yeah, God give me God give me the inspiration to do this, and I could not do it without God and thing and Carnival and same thing again. Every creed is it come right culturally, everything one alliance with one nation and thing. But when you go in the scriptures and thing, let me see if let me go and see if Carnival line up with God. Because one thing with the most I don't say again, right? A woman should be in modest apparel. A woman in a two-piece in it. And then a two pieces. So that in itself woman, what I say, the modest apparel a woman should be, right? So that is a rich with him. That is on the way. And things say, how it is that they can be saying now, hey, yeah, and when and I can do it without the Mosai and thing, and I get first prize, second prize, and third prize. Or something with the Mosai disagree with, and thing. So you know, if you from apparel now to enjoy. So that means that hey, if the Mosai was telling you that should be a modest apparel, that means that showing you that hey, the clothes you're wearing, they're too short. You're going from Jaws, so that done the carnival way off already. And then after yeah, I couldn't do it all the most and thing, and the same thing again now happening again to the black Hispanics and Native Indian man. Because why? Around these other nations and them and the heathens and them, and this that we prophet as a saying now this season the vow something. Because why? The heathens is the other nation, the ungodlies and them, right?
Right.
So let we get Romans 9 and 4. Let's see who the Mosai, let me see who the Mosai blessing.
The book of Romans, chapter 9 and verse 4. Who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption and the glory and the covenant.
Right, so hold on, right? So again, all right. So who are Israelites? Who pertaineth the adoption, right? So that's a your children and thing. Somebody gonna adopt a child, they go going on them foster care and say, you know what, I want children and thing. So now we are the most I saying, all right. So all these nations and them, all nations and them, you are the Chinese, you are the Japanese, you are the Arabs and them, you are the Africans and them, and we are the nation of Israel, which all the black Hispanics and Native Indians and them. And who you adopt? You adopt the nation of Israel and thing. Nobody else here, have in mind. So again, when you come back again, all the different terms again, they come back to the same people. The adoption, the saints, the firstborn, the bride, his wife, nation of Israel. No matter how it goes, it's one people he's talking about right through. So go ahead.
And the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of the Most High, and the promises.
Right, so promises, and when you go back in Deuteronomy 28 and from 1 to 15 and thing, all these things we say, you go set we above all the nations and them. And if the other nations them come behind we and thing, we say, yeah, you go defend me. Did he say that for the other nations and them if another nation coming behind them and thing? No, and thing, right? So who the Most High blessing? The Most High blessing the nation of Israel. And when we align ourselves now for the Most High, then the Most High blessing the nation of Israel and thing. And we align ourselves and make God bless our nation. And now we align ourselves with East Indian, Chinese, Arabs, the white man, and thing. How we going to get blessed and thing? Because now we align ourselves with heathens and thing, right? So now we New Year's Day and thing. We have the European holidays and them and thing. Jonas, we celebrating Jonas. Then after we have Bacchus coming around right through again because why can't the thing every creed and race find an equal place, we coming on the line and thing. Easter again coming on and next European God till we change one of them gods. All saints again and just keep on coming on with them European gods right through and thing. And right through the year. And this is why you say and one thing we see when other gods and not knowing this is what the white man say. White man go and this is not what the white man, not what the Most High say, he's more subtle than any beast on the face of you. So the East Indian putting up God with monkey and cow and all kind of different things and with all kind of hands. Because now you go say they're the gods. But the white man so tricky now. He put in the gods on them in days, not knowing that he come around Valentine's Day. They go and celebrate Valentine's Day and not knowing that he's a God they're celebrating because he ain't put no God in front of Valentine's Day and thing. But it have a God behind that. And thing, I same thing coming with New Year's. Happy New Year's! And they are not knowing is that God is celebrating and thing. Same thing coming with Easter and all these things and them. And you know what? We are aligning ourselves with all these other nations and them. And they want to know why you black and Hispanic nation and Hispanic boy, what going on with we boy? Why we have to be suffering so and thing by? Why it is by when the morning reach boy? If you don't want to miss out 1 hour from your DP when them other nations tell you about reaching to work or not going to work for the week at all or anything, but you know fighting just to make sure you not reach work to just to get an hour and thing again And they say, why? Because we are aligning ourselves with these other nations and them and all the holidays. And then after now, when we reach from not from the European gods, we going into the Wali now. We started we going to the East Indian gods and them and thing and so keep on. And then from the Wali now we going to Christmas now. We start with them Africans and them, and now the white man take it over full 100 and things. So now we celebrating the Africans and the Europeans and them and thing. And they say, but wait now, why did I going through these problems and them thing, right? That's why we following things we're not supposed to be following and thing, because again they separate we from being a nation and thing like that. They destroy we as a nation. So now you know what we're doing? We got align ourselves with things actually around there, we go Jamaica, Trinidad and things, right? So give me that's our next one again. So let me go again. So here every creed and race. So we get one from so every creed and race find an equal place. That was second Ezra 6 and 57. So again the comedy verse, well, we go come with another one. So we have every creed and race find an equal place. Give me Isaiah 14 and 2.
Come. The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right, so again, the Most High saying, right, so, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them. So you black, Hispanics and Native Indians, man, you is going to rule over all these other nations and them. So just how we read this now on the first creed I read them equal find an equal place. So now we read this now, you see them they are above you right now, one thing, right? So that because of the curses now, one thing, right? So they are above you right now. So now when we come and start to follow the laws now, one thing, right? This is what going to happen now. So every creed and race will find an equal place. That's not going to happen at no time again too again. So when we wasn't following the Most High laws, we wasn't equal to them. And when we follow the Most High laws too, we're not going to be equal to them. So when we started following the Most High laws, this is what's going to happen to them, right? When I read it over again.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right, so all these nations them had a hand in the black man and Native Indian and all you Hispanics and them, right? They coming back and then it is coming back to you all, right? So at no given time we're not on the same level with you all. And thing, right? Even when we was into slavery, we was never on the same level with you all. And even when we're going to rule, we're not going to be on the same level with you all. We're not going to have this king of is India and thing and accordance with King of Israel and all them thing. No. Underneath right to, right? So that's nothing about coming in accordance with the nation of Israel and thing, right? So you black Hispanics and Native Indian man and thing, you want to come out of this, then you come back to the Most High laws and things. So that's how we do it. That's how we read this now on with in second Ezra. The heathen and devouring with. All right. Look at double here now coming now. So that part now. So this part now. So that when we not following the laws of the Most High, yeah, the devouring, you know. No, this is we time now to devour them. How are we going to devour them now? By keeping the laws, statutes, and judgments of the Most High. And now these other nations then go come under we now one thing, right? And you know we don't have to worry about them calling no nigger and no cockroach and all these other bad names that just come and tell we and thing, right? You know how to frighten more that again, right?
Right.
So let me go to the last part, because may God bless our nation again. So may God bless the Chinese, the East Indians, you so-called Hispanics, Native Indians, you Negroes, the Syrians, and And all of it coming together. And when you realize again, the Most High going to bless a heathen. And then, when you go and reading the scriptures, you know who the heathens and them is, the other nations and them. They align yourself with something what this are going discordance with the Most High and thing. So right now, you are being blessed Hispanics and Native Indian man. Because why? This is not these are this is not your nation. You coming together with the Chinese, the Japanese, the Syrians and all of them, and saying that hey, Trinidad and Tobago is your nation. That is not your nation. I think these other nations in a way are you getting blessed? Because why? These other nations are wrong you to make you sin and thing against the most. I have the Maury, Mondo, Broadway thing set up. Have double palm hotel now that now you could adultery come into the black Hispanics and Native Indian man. But now they have set up all these hotels. So now even when they go and set up the hotel now, they having the drive-through now closing down. But you know when the car park now, you know them garage now, they park a car, they closing down so now and then you have a step now to go straight to your room and thing now. Right. They full on them blocking you from everybody now. They're booking, and you're going now, and this is the thing now, adultery and thing. And we check back all these things them who belong to all the other nations and them, all these other nations and them, and thing too. The stores and them again, if you're a black man, Hispanics man, and Native Indian man, when you check back some of these things and the beaches and all too, we don't know, hey, them beachways and them, hey, this is the nation of Israel. You see them thing what they're making it. You can't make this under the nation of Israel and thing. And some of them things women vaginas outside the bathing wear and all these things and everything. I know hey, can make that under the most side and thing, but you see again what happening again. Them heathens are making it like you're gonna expose women bodies and they're gonna expose women bodies and thing too. They're gonna set up games and thing. They're gonna set up thing running, make them run with all kind of bikini and thing. Like a woman do have to be running with a bikini and all these things and them and thing too against the white because these other nations and them in the so-called black man way because why these nations them setting up thing for you to sin against the Most High, right? True, right? And let me go to the last part here now and may God bless our nation, right? So again now, you see who really get any blessings under the Most High and thing, right? So let me go Genesis chapter 12, verse 2 and 3.
The book of Genesis, chapter 12, and verse 2. And I will make thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great.
Right, hold on, Give me verse 1.
The book of Genesis, chapter 12, and now the Lord had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house unto a land that I will show thee. Verse 2. And I will make thee a great nation.
This is the Most High talking to Abraham, right? Go ahead.
And I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. And I will bless them that bless thee, and curse him that curseth thee. And in all thee shall all families of the earth be blessed.
So again now, so you black Hispanics and Native Indian man, right? So up come out of Abraham, he had Isaac, right? And now Isaac make Jacob, right? And now after Jacob, now he had 12 he formed his 12 sons now, which is today now the 12 tribes of Israel, right? So all the 12 tribes of Israel what it is Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Zebulun, Manasseh, Ephraim, right? Thing right. So all the 12 tribes in the nation of Israel. This is who the Most High blessing and thing. So now when you come and say now, hey, the Most High blessing all these other nations and thing, that is not true and thing, right? Because that is not enough with the Bible. One nation the Most High come to blesses, and that is the nation of Israel and thing, right? And that is the black man, Hispanics, and Native Indian man. So again, the national anthem is a waste of time to black Hispanics and Native Indians and thing, right? And we're not supposed to be following having and all this dignity for the national anthem and the motto and thing, right? And all the watchwords and everything, and then after all the birds and all these things and them and thing, right? Who should be signing up to? you should be standing up to the Yahweh Shai, Mashiach, our King, and the Mosai and thing, right? That we should be walking up to, right? This is who we should be defending at all times and thing, right? And start worrying about all these people, Dr. Reid this and Dr. Reid that and all these things. The government and them have established and thing. And when you check out all these things and them and keep on happening and things, again, they're setting up laws again for you black Hispanics and Native Indian man to just keep on putting you in poverty and poverty again, and then after now to go against your brother and want to thief against your brother and want to kill your brother and thing. And that's getting richer and richer for you, right? So black Hispanics and Native Indian man, let me forget this and thing, right? All these things that has been there for years and again now brainwashing we and thing, and so now coming return. So now we understand that hey, when these things that them come out, let it bring it in the school. But as long as you now gain your know the knowledge and thing, all well. Now they understand hey, let it nations and them praise all these things and them. Let it go and praise the other nations and them and thing, right? We are not to be praising the other nations and them, right? And following the other nations and them and having yourself Afro Trinidadian or you check two nations make a person and thing. We're not to be taking part, we're not supposed to be taking in line ourselves with all these foolishness and thing, right? So again, we need to come back to the Most High again, and by that, Trinity I.S.U.P.K, right? Right, we have classes right through the week, and under commanding GEN.YAHANNA, that's the person responsible for the school, right? And with that now we'll get all the understanding, everything what's going on and thing, right? And align back with yourself and come back as a nation as the Most High want us to do, right? And to rule this earth. And all the wickedness we're seeing on the earth here, all the black Hispanics and Native Indian man, all the wickedness you're seeing here because we're not ruling and thing, right? And that's why we the earth is so much of wickedness. That's why the earth is so much of wickedness because the black Hispanic and Native Indian man is not ruling the earth right now, right?
Right.
So with that, I'll pass the class over to Priest and Officer Maikwa.
This is the I.S.U.P.K. This is the I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. out of 1 West 103rd Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding Gen.YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to the brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After the 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18 and verse 21 and Malachi chapter 3 verses 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and pronounced Ma'asra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, you give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like to give. Upcoming Holy Convocation. The upcoming Holy Convocation is the Feast of Passover, which is the 14th day of the first month. This will be Saturday, April 24th, 2021. You can find this in Exodus chapter 12 and verse 1 to 51, Leviticus 23, verse 4 to 5, 1 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7 to 8, and 2 Chronicles chapter 30 and verse 17. Remind Akim and Aquathium to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K. events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, like shirt, like headbands or scarf. And with that, we say, imagine. We're going to turn and face the east, and we're going to begin with the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanaw, Shabbat Shemayim, Kwadash, Aya, Shabka, Yahweh, Malakwatka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Haya, Aisha, Barataza, Kawa, Kaya, Bashamaya, the thunder now, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalak now, Kawawat now, Kasalak now, Kawawati now, Wala'a, Tabaya now, Balasaya one, above, our shine now, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Waha'ala, Watapara, Wahaiwalamim, Aman.
What we just said, our Father,
which
art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. You're going to see the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakata Yahweh, Wa Yahushai, Wa Makala, Wa Alahayo, Atazabia, Alawapiahan, Ha Alawapiam, Ha Saraniam, Ha Kwatazayanyam, Ha Kayalianyam, Wa Akwatiam, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, to Wadaman.
What we just said, bless you Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, Commander GEN.YAHANNA. The generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. We're going to say the hakak or the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushua, Babakasha, the thunder now, hakak, Larapa, Kalmakala, Wakal Madawo, hakak, Laka, Atamazario, hakak, Lahakoyam, Hamatayam, Irako Salakia, Hakak, Irakawat, Atamayala, Lagarashan, Bashem, Yahushai, to Wada Aman. What we just said, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, Please give us the power. The power to heal. All manner of sickness. All manner of disease. And all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the lepers. The power to raise the dead. The power against unclean spirits. The power against unclean spirits. To cast them out. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you. So be it. This is the I.S.U.P.K curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh. King of heaven and earth. And all things living. Yahweh. The name of Yahushua. Listen to us now. Right now. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. All the heathens. That speak against us. Thy prophets. The teachers. The priests. The Israelite brothers. And the school. Send evils and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the heathen. And shake loose. The treasure of the rich of Israel. That refuse to give to the school. Force their riches. To enter thy sanctuary. Send evil and curses. And punishment and destruction. To the Edomites. The nation. And the drug dealers. The court system. The prison system. Planned Pyramid. All the governments of our enemies. Amalek Synagogues and armies. Roman Catholic Church. The Pope. Islam. Christianity. Egyptology. Militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, Skinheads, Quasi-Comitazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, Wall Street, open up the internet, and the airways, cable access channels, and the radio channels, convict the spirits of any of thy people that seek to stop us. I bring swift destruction to all the heathens that stand in our way, trying to stop us, from broadcasting your words, through the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, for them to go to and fro, through the earth, and consume them. Let the plague shake, the house of the thief, and the murderer. Let Yahushai, Michael, and Gabriel come down with a flying saucer, and punish all the heathens that come up against us. As we speak thy word, cause it to be known by all. The angels have done it. That it is the angels that have done it. Cause it to be spread to the media. For the whole world. For them to shake out thy coming. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you always. So be it. When I say the blessed Israel in the Hebrew, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayashala, Wahabayat, Saparium, Barak, Rukpa, Magan, Hagan,
Commanders, GEN.YAHANNA, generals, captains, officers, troopers, sisters, children, all in the Israel of Israel, and all those fight to come to the truth. John family, Alexis family, Philip family, Dikoto family.
Brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters in I.S.U.P.K.
Brothers and sisters fighting coming to truth.
Brothers and sisters fighting come to the truth.
Children and babies in I.S.U.P.K.
Children and babies in I.S.U.P.K.
Transfer family.
Wrong family.
Zion.
Wesleyan. Daniela. Amelia. Ashida. Chantel. Mylin. Trisha. Nima. Khadijah. Bashem. Yahushai. Tawada Aman.
What we just said. Lord, in the name of Yahushai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of Yahushai. Thank you.
We thank you.
So be it.
Sir, men of Israel, let's give the teacher a one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Brakatah. Yad Matah. Men of Israel, let's give the sisters online a one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat. Imagine Barak. Yahweh Shemal Atam Hashem Yahushai. Yad Matah. Class dismissed.